In the sunlit village of Nyamato. In the sunlit village of Nyamato lived Zuri, a radiant girl whose beauty shone. In the sunlit village of Nyamato lived Zuri, a radiant girl whose beauty shone brighter than dawn. But her sharp tongue mocked the elders, blind to the wisdom etched in their wrinkles. One fateful day, her cruelty awakened a curse, cast into an endless forest. Zuri remained forever young, forced to wander where seasons turned, but she never changed. Among spirits, owls, and foxes, she searched for truth. This is the tale of pride, punishment, and redemption, the journey of Zuri, who would learn that true beauty lives in the stories time leaves behind.
In the heart of the sun-drenched plains of a village called Nyamato, there lived a spirited young girl named Zuri. With skin as radiant as the dawn and laughter that echoed like a melodious songbird, Zuri was loved by many. But beneath her charming exterior lay a sharp tongue that delighted in mockery. She had a peculiar habit of insulting the old women in her village, calling them living facades and crumpled leaves, devoid of beauty and value. The elders, with their time-worn faces engraved with the stories of ancestors, bore the brunt of Zuri's barbs with silent dismay. They were the keepers of wisdom, yet she couldn't see beyond their wrinkles, which told tales of hardship, love, and resilience. Legend had it that one could only recognize the beauty of life by embracing its seasons, yet Zuri remained blind to this truth. The village itself was a place where the wind carried songs from the fields, where children ran barefoot through dust, and laughter mingled with the rhythmic pounding of grain. Women bent over calabashes hummed lullabies. Men returned from the hunt with weary, yet proud steps, and the fires that burned in the evening carried the aroma of roasted yam and fresh palm wine. All around her, life thrived in cycles of growth and decay, but Zuri only clung to the brilliance of her own youth, never pausing to see the poetry in the lines etched on faces older than her own. One fateful day, Zuri spotted an elderly woman hunched over a wood carving, her hands trembling but steady in their work. Her skin was like crumpled parchment, and her hair resembled wisps of cloud. Zuri, driven by her usual impulse to ridicule, approached her, her voice dripping with disdain. "What a pitiful sight," she sneered. "Is it your face or a map of dried rivers? I see the weight of your years has made you a mere shadow of what once was." A hush fell over the market as others turned in anticipation. The air stilled. The crackle of roasting plantains faded. Even the goats seemed to pause in their restless bleating. The old woman looked up, her eyes glimmering like the last rays of sunlight on a darkening horizon. "Child, your words may sting like thorns, but they reflect your own ignorance. Be wary, for a day may come when the folly of youth must face the wisdom of age." But Zuri laughed, as light-hearted as a breeze. "I fear nothing from you, old witch." With a sigh filled with the burdens of countless lifetimes, the old woman raised her hands toward the sky and chanted an incantation, her voice low yet powerful. "May your defiance bring you everlasting truth, for you have sealed your fate by mocking the stories embedded in these wrinkles. You shall know the weight of eternity, little girl." And with that, a thick mist enveloped Zuri, and in one swift motion, the world spun away from her grasp. The cries of the market blurred, the warm earth beneath her feet dissolved into shadow, and when the fog cleared, she found herself alone in a dark forest, stars dancing mockingly above her head. At the edge of the woods, a fading road wound its way to the village, but she couldn't go back. The curse was cast. The forest was alive in a way the village had never been, filled with whispers and movements she could not name. The trees loomed ancient and tall, their branches stretching like arms heavy with secrets, their roots twisting across the earth like veins. Strange flowers glowed faintly under the moon, releasing scents that made her dizzy with longing and fear. Days turned into weeks, and Zuri wandered through the shadows of the forest, encountering creatures both glorious and grotesque. She met a wise owl who regarded her with knowing eyes, and when he spoke, his voice was like the rustle of leaves in the wind, warning her that time without end was both a gift and a prison. She met a mischievous fox who played pranks, stealing her woven sash only to return it knotted in clever patterns she could not undo. Ancient trees whispered tales of forgotten times, their hollow